Um, Thank you again for spending time with me on this Friday night. My name is Marguerite Dabaie. I am an illustrator and cartoonist. I also moonlight as an editor and a graphic designer. I am going to be getting more into the kind of stuff that I do in my presentation as I go, and why my work really focuses on trying to talk to apathetic people and try to get them to impassion them on subjects that I'm really passionate about. So actually, I think I'm going to jump right into my presentation so I can just start going and you get a better sense of what I'm talking about. So let me just share my screen. Go. Get to see my face twice. Oh, I'm so bad with PowerPoint, I swear. Wait a minute. No, start from the beginning. Right. Slideshow. Play from start. All right. Yes, did it. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to be talking about creating comics to start a dialogue. So here we go. Here's me, as you already know. So the kind of comics that I make are kind of, I like to call them social political comics with a decorative flair. So I made a graphic novel called The Hookah Girl, and this was a autobiographical comic about Palestinian Americans. And I kind of like to call it my Arab 101 book. Because I didn't really draw it specifically to talk to other Arabs. I made it more to talk to people who aren't Arab, to talk about their like our experiences, being in the U.S. and being Arab in this country. So it was a lot of, and I'll show some examples of it, and you'll get a better sense of what I mean. And I also am currently working on a long-term graphic novel called A Boy Shapanji, which is a historical fictional graphic novel about the Silk Road. And again, I'll talk more about that, but here's a little piece of it right there. Switch. Thing is, jumping around. I also recently did a comic about Rashid Tlaib in an upcoming book that's going to be coming out through DC. And it's a similar kind of thing where I'm talking about the virtues of Rashid Tlaib, basically, and bringing it into like a conversationalist tone and talking and like she's a very controversial figure, and I understand that. But talking about regardless why, like what makes her a positive influence, and as you can see, like I'm not shying away from politics. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I also do work that kind of criticizes the government and issues and things like that. I'll just use that. There we go. Oh, here we go. Sorry, skipped. So I'm basically I make a lot of work that tries to change people's minds, tries to get them to understand different points of view. And I try to do it in a way that's, kind of pokes fun at things, kind of words things in a certain way that will make it more understood. And this one is kind of one poking fun. This is kind of a sarcastic thing. This is from the Hookah Girl. These are more panels from the Hookah Girl, where, I describe sexism within my family and how that was, that very much shaped my experiences that I was growing up. And then on the right is a story that's sort of an anecdote about this cousin I had who, like there would be like Palestine festivals, and then they'd always have hookahs to rent that you could just like smoke, and she would always smoke like the biggest hookah and just like carry it around all day and just like smoke it all day. but like, you know, like trying to like finding these ways to humanize and find ways to bring people into the conversation. And just a little bit more there. Like I talk more about talk somewhat about historical figures who are Palestinian and things like that, and how like I don't quite fit into American culture. I feel like I don't sometimes. And this is A Voyage to Panjikant. This is my historical fictional comic. And the point of this comic is to talk about these larger issues about like sexism and slavery and you know, kind of heady social issues, but I'm putting it in the guise of 7th century Silk Road. And the reason why I decided to do it this way is A, because I think history is really cool and I really got into it, like doing all this research. B, I wanted people to learn about this history as I go. And, you know, C, I feel like it's easier sometimes to lessen the blow about some of these subjects when it's not taking place in the now. So when these things are taking place in the past, people might be willing to take in these ideas, absorb these ideas a little bit better when they're taking place in the past. There's a few more shots just to give you an idea of how it looks. A little bit more. Okay, so getting to these elements of, you know, what makes a good, strong, virulent, you know, I want to kick the butt out of this comic. Passion, I feel like, is a huge is a huge drive with the comics that I often make. So I usually pick subjects that I just am just like, yes, I must talk about this. And honestly, like I'm almost doing what the lady's doing on the right side. I'm just like, yeah, I want to do this. Yeah, like it's I think it's a super important element. I feel like that passion rubs off in the work unintentionally. Like I'm not like you're just so excited about anything that you're doing that just it comes off in the work. This is actually a comic I made for The Believer a couple of years ago, and the topic is how staying mad about something will compel you to you know, to like the slow burn will make it so you will, you know, conquer your enemies in anything. So yes, I feel like using your emotions ultimately for your work, I think is a good thing. That's just the third page of it. This was just going on the similar vein. This is a piece that lately I was just so upset about everything that's going on. I just drew this, like I was just like, I'm gonna draw this thing. And I put it up and it went viral on social media. People were wheat pasting this up in various cities, which was cool. The Women's March social media, like Instagram, made it go super viral. So hey, you know, that's cool. My anger caused that. So hey. So a lot of experiences are universal, and I think not only is that okay, I think that's really great. So one of the best things that I really love about doing the work that I do is that people will come up to me and say, well, like for the Hookah Girl, for example, even though it's like a hyper specific experience, I'm talking about Palestinian Americans living in the US. I'll have people coming up to me and like, you know, these stories that you're telling me remind me of my, I don't know, Chinese grandmother, or, you know, my experiences growing up in Amsterdam or whatnot. I like, that's kind of to me, that's kind of the point, that I want these stories to be related or relatable to a large number of people. And I feel like if I'm able to make it so the experiences are more universal and more people understand them and can relate to them in that way, then I'm doing my job. These are just, the one on the right is a piece on religious tolerance. So I feel like that kind of is, you know, relevant to what I'm saying. And the piece on the left is a poster that I created for, it was running last year. It was a theater production. If Muslims and Arab Americans were being put in concentration camps, and this is really at the height of when Muslims, you know, there was like the Muslim ban and all this stuff going on. So, which kind of, I feel like hits the sort of like relatability kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, a little research goes a long way. And this is even like something that you feel like, you know, like the the back of your hand, like subjects that you know really, really well. You know, bringing up these hobby, again, like I talk a lot about Palestine stuff, Israeli stuff, and things like that. Sometimes I do comics that are sometimes research heavy, and it's I feel like it's really good to kind of know your stuff and be ready to defend what you're saying, especially with sometimes these headier subjects. It probably I feel I just here, I'll go to the next one here. It just makes it so you're more comfortable with what you're saying, and so you feel like you have a stronger ground with what you're saying, I think. And you'll also just have more to say, and you also just know more of how you feel in the subject. I really, sorry, I just really, I haven't seen this piece in a while, and just your biggest worry now is maybe wearing out a falafel. Like, I wish that was the case. That would be really awesome. This is just a random thing about DNA stuff. I won't get into it, but anyway, it required research. That's why I put it in. So depending on what you're working on, you may get some pushback, and that's totally okay. Just, you know, be ready for it. Clearly the stuff that I'm working on will require some you know, we'll get some pushback. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will get pushback, but it kind of, for me, makes it worth it. I am, you know, I'm kind of happy I'm pushing those buttons. I kind of was amused that I'm already getting some this Rashida Tlaib piece in DC that's going to be published in DC. It's not even out yet. It's not coming out until December, and there's already pushback because by virtue of it basically existing, no one's even read it yet except people at DC. And you know, it's that kind of thing where I'm just like, well, it's worth it to me then. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. So yeah, like I just keep doing your thing and keep, you know, like art is powerful. Art has way, like especially comics, I feel like comics have a way of putting together those words and pictures in such a beautiful way that it can really cause these reactions and make people think, and I just think it's beautiful and I love it. So you know, we can use it. So just in case you were wondering, the piece on the left, I did actually go to the Republican National Convention in 2016. I drew about the experience. It was kind of a trip. so that's what that is. Okay, I need to move this over. There we go. Okay, so tactics for clarity in your writing, especially in your comics. Okay, so try to use a conversational tone. Don't assume the audience knows things that you even might think people know. So case in point, let me go to the next slide here. Case in point, I kind of had the assumption going in when I was drawing my Silk Road comic that people would know what the Silk, would know the term the Silk Road. And it turns out a lot of people don't. And actually, the Silk Road is a very American term, or it's like an English speaking term. And a lot of people outside of English speaking circles don't really use that term. So that was, once I learned that was really an interesting thing to know. So it's always better with the stuff that I'm doing. I prefer to bring people into the subjects that I'm really into. So like as an example here, I'm showing how my family would get grape leaves and eat grape leaves. Some people don't know that Arabs eat grape leaves. So I'm kind of easing people into the idea that, okay, we eat grape leaves. And also, funny anecdote, my grandmother used to steal the grape leaves off vineyards in Napa Valley. And, just kind of like put a little, funny twist on it. But, the whole point of this is also just education and like, this is how we rolled. Literally rolled because you roll the leaves. I'm hilarious. Sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. And again, like with the Silk Road thing, this is something I actually really thought about because I did so much research on the clothing and all this stuff, and I was like, I could make them say like thee and thou and use this really archaic language, but then I was like, I don't want it to be stuffy like that. Like it didn't seem like it would connect to people in a way that I really wanted. So I had them talk pretty conversationally. I throw in a couple, like there's Clutin, there's like a Sogdian word that I throw in some terminology, but I know I trust your opinion ever since I was a little girl. You were here, right here. Yes. It's very conversational and I try to make it fluid. Okay. Use anecdotes if you have them. It helps readers connect on a human level. This is a similar thing to the grape leaf story from my grandmother. I feel like using, either imagined or real life humanistic stories really does help bring people in. So this was for a short comic about mamoul, which is like a date-filled cookie. They're freaking delicious. I love them. If you haven't tried them, please do. And this was a true story where someone left a box of mamoul in a gas station in 2016, and there's Arabic writing on it, and people freaked. So yeah, it's like these kind of things. I kind of put this into a level of absurdity for sarcastic reasons, because a lot of my work is very sarcastic. But I do think that it brings, gets the point across. And this is from the similar comic. Similar thing, anecdotes, in talking about people who spoke Arabic in public and they were penalized for it in one way or another. Similar thing. And so this is entirely optional. Having a person in the comic guide the conversation does help. It could be you or another character in the comic. I tend to use myself just because I kind of tend to lean towards like a diary comic kind of work. But it does not have to be you by any means. It could be like Connie Sun uses elephants. Like elephants are kind of like a personification of her. It could be an animal, any other animal. It could be like it could be anything. It could be like a peanut. I just thought of a peanut, but it really could be anything. Yeah, so here's me spitting in a DNA tube to get my DNA done. I talked about this whole DNA journey in a comic that I did. A lot of the stories that I do I use myself as the stand-in for the speaking, the speaking voice throughout. This was a short comic that I did about my experience. I'm in Brooklyn, being here during the lockdown and during coronavirus and everything. And again, this is a very personal experience, so I use myself and I turn myself into emojis to kind of explain the whole experience. There we go. So just for fun, I wanted to give examples of bad character development. And this actually kind of dovetails into kind of what I would like you to draw as well. this is kind of the 4 comic format. I used to do these all the time. They're very simple, they're goofy. I love doing them. And I love bad movies and TV shows. So this is one from the Tudors TV show, if anyone knows of it. Basically, it's about King Henry, Henry VIII, and his wives and all that. And you know, one of his wives had a kid. He finds out it's a son. It's a big deal. So he's like screaming at the sky, "I have a son, God! Do you hear me?" You know, and it's super melodramatic, and fireworks go off, and it's just like, what the hell? So, you know, there's that. There is okay. You all may wonder where Rodney and Janet are. Okay, best line. They're guilty of having sex before marriage. This is an offense to our ninja commandments. They also removed their ninjutsu. This is a movie called Ninja Commandments. This is how they established the beginning of the movie. So don't really get a feeling for the characters by any means. It just kind of explains stuff. And the very bottom, I forget which Batman this is. Batman Forever. Where, you know, "Oh no, it's boiling acid." Like, he literally says it like that. It's sublime. I highly recommend watching any of these movies if you like bad movies. But honestly, bad movies are a great way to see what not to do in comics. I feel like movies and comics are very interrelated. Okay, so, all right, 7:26, we're doing good. Little exercise time. All right, I'm gonna ask you to do very, very quick writing. Prepare yourselves. Okay. All right, so quickly. Okay, what are 3 topics you're super passionate about? And these can be like anything: delicious food, something you're passionate, you know, like a cause, a favorite place. Like, it doesn't have to be super heavy. It could be like, I write about food all the freaking time. I love it. Just any 3 things. Go. You got a minute or less than 30 seconds. Okay, y'all got your 3 things? I'm scrolling through and I'm love seeing everybody A, and I love seeing everybody work in B. I love it. Okay. All right. Part 2. Okay, next to each topic that you wrote down. Okay, jot down, just think, just don't even overthink it. Reasons why these particular things interest you. Just write down your feelings. How your feelings doing? Doing okay? You got 10 seconds. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. My hand's the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. All right. So, okay, whatever topic that you have there that has the most reasons written down, you're going to use that topic to draw a short comic. So, congratulations. I'm going to make cartoonists out of everybody. All right. So, we are going to, like I said, we're going to do the 4 comic panels. So, draw 4 boxes. And I really suggest to make them really small, because then you won't get like you can make this like super quick, super loose. Like my comic that I'm showing down there maybe took me like 10 minutes. It was really just little thing. And this comic is, I'm telling you, it's like 6 inches by 2 inches. It's tiny. So yeah, just keep it to the essence of what you want to do. I'll show you a few more examples that I have here. You know, super simple. I'm going to draw something as you all draw something as well. There we go, a few more. As you can see, these are super random. I've got like Walk the Dinosaur and childhood stuff and a guy selling a bong. But yeah, and just so you know, I'm using the Staedtler Triplus Fine Liner to draw the comic. I like it, I have it. It's a nice fine line, but yeah, this is my thing of choice right now. So I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'll check in on you. Let's give ourselves like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, 10. We'll see what the believer. Ah, yes, thank you. Yeah, we'll see what the believer folks say. But for now, let's just go. Okay, believer says 10 minutes. Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna give everyone one more minute. So if people can finish up, I'm really looking forward to seeing what people are doing. Okay, handbell again. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, all right. You are all more than welcome to continue working on these afterwards. But if anyone is willing to share, you can raise your hand. And I would love to see what people are working on. I'm going to do the share dance. Oh, hello.
It's me. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Can you please state your name and where you hail from?
Hi, I'm Franny House. I'm in Klamath Falls, Oregon. And
Nice.
I appreciated this exercise. The thing I had the most reasons I liked were American Girl dolls. So
Nice.
I've got, I love American Girl dolls, and I drew Molly, who's one of my dolls. And then the things I like about them: tiny accessories, allergy and asthma playset, tiny books, tiny paper, tiny clothes, 70s paisley romper. And then the last panel is one of my other dolls, and I said, escape into plastic history, man. The world is burning by a doll, brush your hair. So that was really fun to draw. Thank you so much.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. That is totally rad. I actually I am a big fan of Molly. That was like, yeah, so rock on. Thank you so much for sharing. Hello. How are you?
Hi, hi, it's Jean from Las Vegas. My
Nice.
Comic strip, sorry, it says local book buying versus Amazon. I put you can meet other readers, you can meet authors in person, get recommendations in person, and then it says support a small bibliophile business.
Oh, nice. That's a really, you know what? And that's a really good point also. It's a really beautiful work, by the way. I love it. Thank you so much. Hi there. Hello, can I?
Hi, sorry. It always takes a beat to unmute. Hi,
oh, no, no problem.
This was
no, thank you. Yeah, no, please, if I could have, please, your name and where you're at right now.
Oh, yes, sorry. My name is Millie. I am here in Boston for the time being.
Nice.
So between religion, daily occurrences, and biking, I had the same number of reasons for liking all of them. But religion is the one I feel most complicated about. So I thought that was maybe the best choice. And also from seeing your comics, felt like the way to go. So crap, I don't know if you can see super well, but this
That's okay. Just great. That's okay.
I never got to eat the osti like my cousins, and the osti is like whatever kind of cracker you get in the church. Yeah. So instead, I had to cross my arms over my heart and get blessed by the priest. Later in life, I discovered that in Catholicism, The cracker is actually the body of Christ, not just a metaphor. And so this is an idea, or this is, I don't even know where I am. This is a light bulb for Protestantism because they believe it's a metaphor, and this is a body and the blood of Christ for Catholics. And then this is me confused in choice of religions because that's still a little bit scary for me, but I'm not a Protestant.
Ah,
So
okay. No, thank you. You know what I really loved about your drawing? I really loved the first panel when you have the I'm sorry, I don't know the name, like the wafer, and then like you have your tongue sticking out. Like that's such a, like, I love that. That was awesome.
That was my childhood dream. No more. Thanks.
Thank you. Hello.
This is Michael from Los Angeles. This is
Nice.
a continuation of something I was trying to do 2 weeks ago in the comics workshop. The image on the far left is trying to convey an empty room with empty tables and chairs and somebody sitting at a piano. And then the next one is a close-up on this person's hands on a keyboard with notes that are floating over into the third panel, into the ear of this person wearing a mask. And the fourth panel is two hands clapping.
Okay, that's really nice. It feels very like kind of ethereal, kind of forlorn in a way. I like the mood of it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very nice. No, thank you so much for sharing. Hello.
Hi, my name is Steven. I live in San Rafael, California, just outside of San Francisco. I am not an artist, but I like taking these classes. I love Paris. I actually have a Paris tattoo. I was widowed in 2010 and then remarried in 2017, and we celebrated our anniversary there in Paris. And my wife now had been there many, many years ago with an old boyfriend who refused to take her to the Eiffel Tower, and she always dreamed of kissing underneath the Eiffel Tower. So I have the first one, a kiss is not just a kiss, and the second one is supposed to be us underneath it kissing, and the third one was too windy because we couldn't climb all the way to the top. And then the fourth panel was worth the wait, and I sort of also made it a play because the crowds were so large to get into the Eiffel Tower just because of security. So, and I tried to color it in and have all the little circles be different colors to represent the fact that there are people from all over the world.
No, I totally got that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that looks like a crowd, and I do like your use of color, like the mostly black and white with the little spots of color. It's very effective. So yeah, that works. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I'm Amel. I'm calling from Detroit.
Nice.
And,
hello.
One of my things was drawing. I was thinking about it since we're doing this workshop. And so I'm drawing kind of my experience of drawing as a kid. I would sit in my room at nights and draw really intensely and then be completely unwilling to show it to anyone else. People would be like, what are you drawing? And I'd say, I don't draw. What are you talking about?
I mean, I certainly relate to that. That's that's awesome. No, that's great. The first panel was really nice too. Had a very nice, again, like a very like forlorn feeling to it. It's like looking out a window or something. I really like that. Yeah, thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm
Sorry to surprise you. Hello.
Happy to be here. I'm Bridget, she, her pronouns from Tongva Land or Los Angeles. And I did something about whales. So, nice. And I just did it on little pieces of paper. So,
love being big. Been around so long.
I wanted to maybe write a story about tourists on a Wells Fargo whale watching trip disrupting whales.
Oh my God, I love it. And I actually really love that you did it on different pieces of paper. I mean, like from like just for like the heck of it, why not? It works. They're panels. It's good. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, my name is Aya. I'm super grateful for these workshops, and thanks, Marguerite. I love your work. I
thank
did mine. I've been trying to challenge myself to do comics in Japanese, and so I did one because I love umeboshi. It's like pickled plum, and so all your food things have been so inspiring and specific. So one of the things is that it's super sour. It's like the sour sweet and also nostalgic. So I didn't realize this, but I love I didn't expect I'd be drawing my grandfather in this one. So that was really fun that it came up. So here's some plums, and this says oishi, which means delicious, and then it says spy, which means like sour, and then it ends with umeboshi daisuki, which means I love umeboshi.
Oh yeah, that's so cute. Oh my God, I love it. And like, honestly, like I love umeboshi too. So I'm just like, oh yes.
I've never, yeah, I'm just, this is fun. This is really awesome. I'm like kind of scared of 4-panel and comics in general. So this really broke the ice for me. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Diana. I'm in Las Vegas. I was late. I apologize. So I did mine on rock music. So this is like me in middle school. First time I heard the first band I ever heard was like Korn. Drew a little piece of Korn.
Nice.
I attempted to draw David Bowie, and I just illustrated how like going to different rock concerts has taken me to different places. So a little plane, Arizona, Canada. It makes me pretty happy. So I've got a list of couple bands: Nine Inch Nails, Tool, Depeche Mode, and then just the cool like visuals that you can get at a concert, the lights, sometimes even just acoustic performances, the emotion behind the artist, what they have in their lyrics.
No, that's so good. You know, okay. So that David Bowie, like I love that David Bowie. It totally works. And that's something about like comics that you can do. Like you can just make it super simple, and you just add that thunderbolt, and it's like, oh yeah, David Bowie. That's it. so perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're only gonna be able to have time to take one or two more people. So you are up. Hello.
Hi, I'm Tenley. I'm in Northern California near Berkeley in Emeryville. And I got bumped off. My internet went wonky, so I kind of had to catch up. So my passion, among my passions, is women's rights. So I put the Women's March, and they're all yelling, "Keep out of my uterus," which is a big passion of mine, a very big passion. And then this guy's going, "But isn't this kind of pointless? We're all equal now and more than equal." And she goes, "Not at all. Women hold X%." And then I said, "Insert appalling statistics here," because I didn't have the numbers are on me.
Sure.
Percent of CEO jobs make X% of what men earn. In many parts of the country, they have to travel for hours for reproductive care. And then I had a quote at the end from Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which said, "Women belong in all the places where decisions are being made." And the dude is very abashed and is going, "Oh, okay." So that's my thing.
Nice, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, obviously very relevant to what's going on right now. Yeah, and including the guy who's being like, oh, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's on me. So I guess maybe that's time. I'm gonna show you my comic real fast. So I drew about donuts. So I hope it's not reversed. I can't tell. Okay, so donuts, I miss them. Barely ate them during lockdown. I have a Dunkin', I live near a Dunkin', but I refuse. I just don't like Dunkin' Donuts, and I really miss like a really, really good donut. So that's my, that's my thing. I want a donut. Okay, so I think that's about time. And you know, this has been amazing. And thank you so much for hanging out with me while, you know, talking comic shop. Anyone who didn't get a chance to show their work, you can put it up on social media. You can either tag us at Believer Mag, or tag me. I'm at Dabaie. That's Mdabaie. It's my first initial last name. This is on Twitter, by the way. So, you know, I'd love to see what everyone is doing. And yeah, like keep rocking. What I've seen is like totally rocking, and I'm really loving it. I'm really like enjoying. So, you know, thank you so much. Have a good weekend. And, you know, thanks again. So bye.
Thank you. Everyone can unmute themselves
Thank
and
you.
say thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is
That
wonderful.
was
Thank
great.
you. That was great.
Thank
So
you.
much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you.
Marguerite.
Thank
It's
you,
great.
Marguerite.